Coming off of a record-breaking year, Broadway is on fire and showing no signs of stopping. So what should you see this summer and into the fall? Our Broadway contributor, Leigh Scheps, is here with us. Leigh, nice to see you. It was shocking. We thought we'd never eclipse pre-COVID numbers. How did it happen?
We saw a lot of celebrities on Broadway last season, between Denzel Washington, Jake Gyllenhaal, George Clooney, just to name a few, topping the box office records last year in attendance.
Is that sustainable, that type of celebrity status on Broadway? Is that what it's going to need to see big numbers?
I think we're going to have to see more celebrities in order to drive more audiences that might not necessarily have wanted or decided to see a Broadway show, that name is drawing them to see the Broadway show and going into Manhattan to see it.
It's what's got my attention and all my friends going to Broadway. So let's talk about this summer. What are the hot shows? Are they even on Broadway?
The hottest shows this summer, I'm going to say, are not actually on Broadway. I'm going to start with Across the Pond in London. Rachel Zegler is starring in a revival of Evita, and that show is blowing up online because the big number, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, she actually steps outside of the theater onto a balcony and performs the number for a crowd who line up in droves to watch her sing every single night.
That is a fantastic marketing effort. How are people in the theater feeling about the big number being performed outside of it?
Well, we've been reading some articles that some ticket buyers, because they're spending a lot of money on this show, some aren't so happy that the performance, the big number, is performed outside and they're watching it on the screen, but others think it's incredible. And one idea could be go again the next night and watch the number outside of the theater if you want to get that point of view as well.
And she's just trying to bounce back, I think, after that tough Snow White box office performance, but an extraordinarily talented young lady, right?
She is made for the stage. I saw her in her High School Musical production of Shrek. I was there. I knew she was going to be a star then. But the other shows I want to talk about, if we're talking about Andrew Lloyd Webber's Evita, let's talk about Andrew Lloyd Webber again, because Phantom of the Opera closed a few years ago on Broadway, but he has been back in New York City. He is been teasing. Right? Yes, he's got a new show. It's based off of Phantom of the Opera. It's called Masquerade. It's very exclusive. It's been selling out, and the show is playing off-Broadway on 57th Street, and here's what I know about it. You have to wear a mask to go into the theater. You have to dress up in cocktail or formal attire, and you cannot wear heels. So it is...
I have to go back. Mask?
Mask. You must wear a mask.
What type of mask? A COVID mask or a phantom mask?
A phantom-esque mask, but I guess it must be up to interpretation, right? So I have one in my costume box at home, so when I go see it, I'm going to have to whip it out, but I guess black, white, or silver masks, and if you don't have one, if you forget yours, they'll give you one at the theater to wear.
Because the term mask takes us back to a time which we don't want to remember.
You make a point about that.
It's nice to activate, if you're doing a Broadway show. Anything else hot right now?
I want to talk about Heathers, the musical. That's playing off Broadway at New World Stages. That has already a huge cult backing to it. It's about high schoolers and the high school drama that happens. And that just extended into January. And so that's the other hot summer show that people are talking about.
And then do the big shows really come in the fall?
Yeah, so right now, in terms of new shows, there's usually a lull on Broadway for new shows on Broadway. That doesn't mean that people aren't going to see Broadway shows. Summer is a huge busy season for Broadway, but the new shows don't really start until the fall. And we're going to see a lot of shows on Broadway this fall that we've seen before. Beetlejuice. It is the third time that Beetlejuice is back on Broadway. It opened pre-COVID, and then it came back, and now it's a third. It's the same show, so it's not necessarily a revival, but it's just back on Broadway. Another show that we're seeing, here we go again, Mamma Mia is now back on Broadway.
This makes me so happy. This is one of my favorite films of all time, and it was on Broadway.
It was on Broadway. It opened right after 9/11 in 2001 and played until 2015. So it hasn't been on Broadway in 10 years. It's also not a revival. It's the same Broadway show that we loved back then, playing at the Winter Garden Theater where it opened in 2001. So that show is playing, and as you said,
now the song is playing in my head. Mamma Mia.
And it's interesting because people maybe who didn't see the Broadway show, like me, I have to admit I never saw the original. they saw the movie, then they saw Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, and now they want to see the stage version. Just like we've been seeing with Wicked, people may not have seen the stage version of Wicked, but they saw the movie, and now they want to go see the stage version.
So many teenagers, including my 13-year-old, absolutely love that. So that will do well. Anything else to look forward to this fall?
Well, we're having a revival of Chess, starring Lea Michele, and Aaron Tveit is back on Broadway, and Ragtime is another big one. I saw that at New York City Center last year. People were crying next to me in the audience. That show opened originally in 1998, and it lost Best Musical to a little show called The Lion King.
Heard of that?
I've heard of that. But this show is about three families seeking the American dream at the turn of the 20th century. So that is a show that everyone's going to be talking about this fall.
Leigh Scheps, looks like another record breaker could be potential. Great to see you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.